Whether you bleed purple and gold, green and white, or red and blue, the excitement when seeing your team's color fly proudly across the floor during games is a priceless asset that every fan strives for. Sadly, not every team has had the luck of choosing the right design, color, or mix, or both, and in result, some teams have become known not for how good their team was, but how bad their uniforms looked. In this slideshow, I'll be listing the top 20 worst NBA jerseys in the history of the game, from the bad to the unbearable. As always, feel free to comment, and I hope you enjoy. Number 20, Indiana Pacers home uniform, 1997 through 99, 2004 and 5. Similar to a person's pajamas, the Indiana Pacers home uniforms at this period in time just weren't nice to look at. Thankfully, they had the great Reggie Miller to distract other fans from looking at their uniforms and instead force people to look at him rather than Macy's latest pajama line. The uniforms may have been intended to be a distraction for the opponents, but they actually confused people of having a bad television connection with all the lines running through the screen. Number 19, Houston Rockets road uniform, 1995, 96, 2002, and 3. Player after player wore the infamous striped Rockets jersey. Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and many others have had the honor of wearing this pajama-looking jersey, and though it was somewhat popular around the league for all the wrong reasons, there is no denying its bad quality. Number 18, New York Knickerbockers home uniform, 1979 through 80, 1982, and 83. For those who can't see too well, here's a jersey for you. Apparently those living in the Big Apple, the majority wore glasses because the size of print on these jerseys could be seen literally for miles and miles. Another negative is the color. These obviously aren't the New York Knicks colors that we are accustomed to, but nonetheless, this was at one point part of the New York basketball. Number 17, Charlotte Bobcats road uniform, 2004 and 5. The Bobcats organization has only been around for less than 10 years. It has to be sad for Bobcat fans that their only road jersey in their history is among the worst in NBA. It isn't as bad as some, but when your original team colors are orange and blue, there really isn't much to work with. Number 16, Phoenix Suns home uniform, 1992 and 93, 1999 and 2000. It's understandable to have this type of jersey during the time it was made, but what's with the basketball in the form of a sun going across the middle? For all you Suns fans out there that were experiencing these wild jerseys, I have one question. Was the radical look really worth it? Or do you see what I see as of now? Number 15, Atlanta Hawks road uniform, 1995, 96, 1998, 99. This is one of the few jerseys that is actually scary. The illusion of the colors is distracting by themselves, and then there's the Hawk that wants to not only take the ball away from opponents, but to eat you. This Hawks jersey is wild, literally, and it may not be the most ugly to look at, but it is the scariest to look at, which is good enough for me to add it to this list. Number 14, Sacramento Kings alternate uniform, 1994, 95, 1996, and 97. NASCAR fans living in the Sacramento era had to have loved these jerseys, but for others with any taste in basketball, these jerseys were just straight ridiculous. Checkered designs can work with certain teams, but this Kings jersey tried too hard with the half and half colors along the checkered sides. Number 13, Utah Jazz road uniform, 1996 and 97, 2003 and 4. Everyone knows that Utah is a city surrounded by beautiful mountains, but you didn't have to remind us every day. The image of an icy mountaintop isn't exactly nice to look at, and thankfully the Jazz have recently gone back to the classy look of the musical No logo, which beats the you know what out of icy mountaintops. Number 12, Washington Wizards alternate uniform, 2006 and 7, 2008 and 9. Who knows what the designer of this jersey was thinking? It obviously wasn't clever. This Washington Wizards jersey is a mix between a striped leopard and a gold flag. This jersey is confused and disgusting. Sorry to all you Wizards fans who had to endure a bad season and bad style. Number 11, NBA All-Star Game road uniform, 2005 and 6. There isn't much to say about this jersey except unbelievable. Who in their right mind would design the All-Star jersey for the East like this? The lines mixed in with the stars don't look special, and honestly this design looks lazy. This is incomparable to other East All-Star jerseys. Number 10, Cleveland Cavaliers road uniform, 1994, 95, 1996, and 97. For whatever reasons, the Cavaliers kept with the questionable design, the stripe going across the middle. This is virtually the same jersey as the one previously shown, but this mixture is just as bad. Number 9, Minnesota Timberwolves road uniform, 1989 and 90, 1995 and 96. It's always interesting when teams make their own colors look bad. The Timberwolves during this time obviously didn't mix their colors too well, though their original colors aren't too bad. At least they had their logo of a wolf on their shorts to make it seem somewhat intimidating. Number 8, Cleveland Cavaliers home uniform, 1997 and 98, 1998 and 99. The jersey simply just has too much going on at once. The stripe across the middle and the ball going in the basket are too distracting, and let's not get in depth about the color. Though it was a good attempt to be original, the orange and light blue just aren't working, and not to mention, the Cavaliers fans themselves had to deal with this for 2 seasons. Number 7, Toronto Raptors alternate uniform, 2007 and 8. Similar to what Ronald McDonald wears, the Toronto Raptors must have made an attempt at a McDonald's theme. Nothing to do with their colors, though an alternate jersey, the Raptors should automatically receive an A for effort. Number 6, Milwaukee Bucks road uniform, 1973 and 74, 1975 and 76. Ever prayed that Christmas would come early? Well, Milwaukee fans didn't have to, because they were in a festive mood every time they played at home, at least during this time period. It isn't really relevant whether they were good or not, but they sure did look goofy, and isn't it ironic that the logo is a buck? Some call it destiny, others call it festivities. Number 5, NBA All-Star Game home uniform, 2007 and 8. This has to be by far the worst looking NBA All-Star jersey in the history of the game. It's a shame it had to be associated with an area, New Orleans, which was recovering from Hurricane Katrina, and of course we know that New Orleans did indeed recover, but there might not be a chance at return for this jersey. Number 4, Sacramento Kings alternate uniform, 2005 and 6, 2006 and 7. Though these jerseys were considered alternate for the Kings, the mix of gold and purple just doesn't work well. When the Lakers are within driving distance of the Kings, Kings fans have to have envied the Lakers' classic purple and gold because their attempt at gold just wasn't close. Number 3, Philadelphia 76ers home uniform, 1991 and 92, 1993 and 94. There is nothing wrong with red, white, and blue, obviously being the colors of our nation, but when the Philadelphia Sixers came out with these jerseys, one has to question their thinking. The colors are great, but the design really doesn't help make our nation look its best. Number 2, New Jersey Nets road uniform, 1990 and 91. The defensive saying that every coach emphasizes is mirror the ball. Well, the Nets didn't have to do this during this one year. Instead, their jerseys did the mirror imaging for them. Of course, this came with negatives and positives. The opponents could stop and take a look at how they look simply by staring into the Nets jerseys, and the positive, well, actually there really wasn't any. Number 1, Cleveland Cavaliers home uniform, 1980 and 81, 1982 and 83. Whether you agree or not, this is the ugliest uniform in NBA history. For whatever reasons, the Cavaliers are owners of the most questionable looking jersey in the history of the game, and it's only fitting that they even hold the ugliest of them all. This jersey isn't even something to laugh about. It is downright ridiculous, and the designer of this jersey should be renamed LeBron James and be kicked out of the city of Akron, Ohio. Sorry to say this, but this jersey brings out the worst in everyone. That's all we have for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. With that, I'll see you in the next video.